kind of like that. Musical on the board.
Well, tell us about the sounds from outer space.
Okay. What I'm doing now is...
Is that a great question or what?
Every story needs a beginning, and the books that I write and my cosmology, when I think how we came to be, how we got here, where did it all come from, it always goes back to the Big Bang, Big One, beginning of creation, time and space. Until recently, we weren't able to hear the sound of this epic event. So I had the thought of going back and starting to listen to these events and using them, making music with them, transferring their light waves, their radio waves. They call it the cosmic background radiation. It's waveform. Since space has no sound, because it's a vacuum, you have to sample the light wave, radio wave. And then you take that and change its form using a computer algorithm, bring it down into the audio spectrum, and then you start making music with it. And that's what I'm doing now. It's called sonification, changing the form from light, radiation into sound. And I'm having a conversation with these epic events from 13.7 billion years ago, which is really a long time, Joel. It's a real long time.
That's like...
But it's also the beginning of us, and it's where we all came from, and so it really connects you to the infinite universe, and it's all about the rhythm and the vibration mostly. That's what this is about. So in the short of it, and I'm working with astrophysicist George Smoot, who won the Nobel in 2006 for his discovery of the remnants of the Big Bang, which, by the way, doesn't sound like a bang. It sounds more like yes. And so it's a whole new soundscape, and I'm starting to learn the fine arts of playing with what Pythagoras called the music of the spheres. Because the ancients knew there was a connection between vibration and the order of things. He was the father of the science of music. He discovered the octave. He gave mathematical equations to all of the orbiting and revolving bodies, the clockwork. And so, if Pythagoras was here, Joel, I mean, that's my...
The triangle guy, right?
The triangle guy. Well, no, Pythagoras, he would play the low end beam. It's the monochord. No, so now science knows that the cosmic low end of the universe, the Big Bang, sounds 52 octaves below middle C, which brought up into our hearing is a B flat. A B flat. So that is the sound of the creation of the universe, a B flat. And that's our connection to the vibratory universe. Because that's why music is so powerful, and that's why we're so attracted to it, and that's why there is no culture in the world that does not have a music. But now the beginning is becoming sonic as opposed to just an idea of there was Big Bang, then there was a thing they called inflation, where with a blank page of the universe exploded, stars, planets, galaxies, black holes, the sun, the moon, the earth, us. I just gave you like 13.7 billion years in about one sentence, but that's really how it all, that's the timeline. But that's the timeline. So being a rhythmist, drumming is all about time, and measuring time, and cutting up time, and playing with time. Time is all about vibrations. Music is controlled vibrations. That's really what we're toying with here. It's strictly, like we spoke the other night, it's neurologic function. All of this stuff, this vibratory universe, it all is about what it does to our brain and how it affects the brain and what it does then to the body and our connection with the infinite universe. So that's what's got my attention now, and that's what I'm working on in different areas of education, and also hopefully next year to be able to take this thing out and play these sounds for the people. It's a modest task. But someone had to do it.
I know.
I mean, if not me, who?
No, this
I didn't choose this.
I guess trumpets were right.
How musicians like tend to think about what they're doing and
This is
how they
hard stuff.
expand it out to the horizon. And everybody does that in their life some way or another. Mickey's horizon is so far beyond other people's. It's always been exciting just to be around him because the way the ideas just spill out and they go, they have long lead on them. We live in a big world, Mickey.
Yeah.
You do.
Well, it's good to be able to get. One of the things the Grateful Dead afforded was to be able to get up every day and do what you wanted to do, and not what you're supposed to do or had to do. But that's the way it is now. You get up, you go in, you make music. You make it for different reasons than necessarily for the charts. What got me here was a strange series of events. Grateful Dead being part of that series of events. But that kind of freedom musically will encourage more freedom. If you can pick up on those ethers, you just keep going, and you don't know where you're going to wind up. You just know you're going, and it feels good. Is the most important thing. Where this will all lead, it's hard to say, but it's all about the world's music, somehow. And now it's about the music of the universe, not just the world, because we live in the universe. The world lives within that universe. If that universe is becoming more important to me, I've explored the world's music. I've recorded a lot of it out there as a field recordist, but now it seems that it's going a little bit further now. The voices are calling.
Yes, aren't you the man that introduced polyrhythms to the Nubian culture?
Oh yes, that's true.
That's a good story.
I was in Egypt. We played the Great Pyramid, 79, 8, whatever. And I took my Nagra. Remember when there was people took tape out
recording,
tape. And I went down or up the Nile, in case maybe there. Down is up and up is down. And I wound up in Kamumbo, which was Hamza el-Din's village. It was about 450 clicks southwest of Cairo, in the desert. No one's seen white guys there or anything. But I had learned the grooves of the tar, which is a single membrane drum. I had learned their technique and their songs and so forth. But I had a different kind of technique. And my drum was like a Rolls Royce. Theirs were all gnarly and warped and stuff. Mine was made by this beautiful Sufi guy. Just
And this was several villages worth, right? Yeah.
And they
All
had
the tar
drum.
players from all around gathered to see the white tar player.
Yeah. And they followed my movement in the radio and on the newspapers as I worked my way down the Fifth Cataract and all that. And I heard. I couldn't read the newspapers because I don't read that language. But they knew that I was moving down to the Nubian desert, and I got down there. They hadn't played music because they were in mourning for a year because the chief or the head guy died, and Hamza went off with his mother they go off. They cried for a while, and they was fanning me and giving me dates and stuff, and I was just sitting there and laughing at the white guy and the little kids were coming out, laughing everybody, and then I just so all of a sudden I said, wow, I have to do something. I took my drum out and I started playing the drum, and everybody came out and they started playing their drums. They brought it all out, 50 people with bracelets and jumping and dancing, and Hamza comes walking down the street, which is all sand, and there's no roofs on this place, on the huts, because there doesn't rain there. They just have little thatch things. And he said, wow, it's great that the village is playing again, there was no music here, thank you for bringing it. And then I started playing with these tar players, and all of a sudden they stopped. And I go, And I go, oh man, what did I do? What did I do? Did I offend the rhythm gods or something? And Hamza says, no, they've never seen anybody jam on a guitar. They all just play the very standard rhythms and all of them together. And so I was playing polyrhythms. I was being like John Coltrane down there, and these guys were, and then I said, it's okay to do this. We could do this, And Hums is going, wow, like this, just like 1,500 years of tradition.
No, he showed metal to Stone Age people.
And when I left a week later, they were all having fun with the drums. They were doing all kinds of things that they've always wanted to
They'll
do.
be drinking at the saloon next.
No, it wasn't like that. But yeah.